Hello, and welcome back to Of Nuggets Don't Fly. As always, I am joined with Ollie Webb. How are you?
Not too bad, Chappie. Not too bad. Happy to be back.
Yeah, good times. And Graham Crawford, how are you, sir?
Hello, Chappie. How are you? I'm happy to be back as well.
Yeah, it's good to have the lads back. First off, I'll ask is you should all have a beverage you should be drinking throughout.
I have
Ollie,
a million things in front of me, Chappie. I have a wee Kenko coffee here on the go. I have a bit of water here. That's been knocking about since school days. And then sure, I have a banana too. And I have an orange as well, so I'll not be starving during the podcast.
Jeez, yeah, you're very
Just thoughts coming. Like,
Aye.
Sure, this is the biggest thing in my life at the moment, so sure, that's all I've got.
Graham, what about you, Bossman?
Bossman has a cup of tea, but the tea mug is represented by Val d'Isere. It's a ski place. Bought that in Val d'Isere. Had myself
Good
some
place, Graham.
Yeah, had myself some porridge earlier. It's gone now. And
Where'd it go?
just in the belly, chap.
All right. I'm not a wee espresso myself here from one of those coffee machines.
Fancy.
First time trying it, so it's not bad.
Is that an Ian Chapman special?
It's actually Rachel Chapman special, but she doesn't allow me to have it, so I just have to have it when she's not here.
Naughty boy.
Yeah, lads. Any banter this week? What did you get up to?
Yeah, it's been a busy week, so it has. Been working, and I was in work the other day actually, and there was a new security guard who came in, and so probably the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. But I don't know if you will think it's funny, but the man came in and he was very innocent. Don't think he really knew what he was doing as a security guard, and he came in and this woman came in with her dog, and I think she was half blind. He told her to get out, told her to leave, told her to get lost, and then
because she was half blind, or
because she had the dog with her, and then she picked up the sandwich and threw it at him and told him to F off, and then she bolted it out the shop. And he was just
Did she hit him with the sandwich?
Yeah, she hit him with the sandwich.
Oh, sure. He's not blind then, Graham.
Yeah, it sounded like she could see well enough, to be fair.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So I mean, like, it was big scenes, big drama.
Yeah, that's kind of bad.
Did you step in?
Yeah, I just looked in shock.
Good week actually. Myself and my two housemates, Charlie and Cormac, have developed a new catchphrase. So I'll try to explain that to you now. So I don't know, Chappie, you'll definitely remember this, but back in FIFA 12, FIFA 13 days, there was a player called George Kevin Nkudu, and basically every time you got close to the box of him, he was a striker, like, and every time you got in the area, like Martin Tyler would go Nkudu. So basically that's our new catchphrase. We scream Nkudu anytime a significant moment occurs in our life, and I'd like to spread that little bit of joy, because it's quite fun to say. So
yeah, fair play, yeah.
Fair play, yeah.
Mm-hmm. On that note, I think we'll get on to the rugby questions that the listeners have sent in.
Good.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, we've had plenty this week. We'll not be able to get through them all, but we'll get through as many of them as we can. So we'll start off with a question from Liam Sardina. COVID tests. A lot of them come back negatives. A lot of key players. What do you think this means for the Scotland game? Graham, do you want to start?
Yeah. So, I was talking to this about my flatmate the other day, and I was thinking it'll be definitely a big help for the Scotland team anyway, because I have Pint out, I have a few main players for France out, and just be. I was saying last week that France is probably going to dominate this game. I can't really see it anymore. I can see Scotland win now, but not really sure.
Yeah, there's a good, I think, 6+ players that are out.
Yeah.
All out the captain, to name some of them. Like I think these are some of France's best performances this tournament, and like obviously Dupont, the main man's out. Graham, Ollie, do you think that this is now going to be a Scotland win if it actually goes ahead?
Well, first of all, I really do hope it will go ahead because it'll be a cracking game. It definitely gives Scotland much more of a chance. But if we remember back to the autumn, the French second or third 15 went to Twickenham and took England to extra time. So I think France have incredible depth, and I don't think it'll really bother them too much. It definitely gives Scotland more of a chance, but I still wouldn't be predicting a Scotland win. I'd be more optimistic for Scotland, but I still think in Paris, France will take the W. And it's a good opportunity actually for them to play some of their second and third choice players actually. So it could be a bit of a blessing for them.
Yeah, I agree. Like you look at that England performance away to Twickenham. They're at home this time as well. Like, yeah, I still back France as much as the Scots would not like to hear that.
Yeah.
All right. On to the next question. From Sam Cardozi, best player you've played with and why? Graham, do you wanna list a few there and your number one?
Well, like, there's a good few players up there now. You two are top two anyway.
Oh, yes.
Like, there's a lot of people below you. I would say though, Matthew Rainey, he's one of a kind. Not gonna lie, probably one of the best players I've ever played with. Ryan O'Neill, he's a good player, very good number 8. I can think of many. I can think of some at Queen Margaret as well. A man called Martin Kimprich, he's our 10. He plays for Czech Republic. Starts for Czech Republic, so he's doing well.
Yeah, very difficult player to play against, I must say. Yeah, for myself, I'd agree with those two you've outlined. They're Rainey and Ryan O'Neill. Hopefully, we'll get Shamey on the pod at some point to get a good chat to him about Ulsters. But yeah, Maddie's playing Durham ones. Shamey's involved in the Ulster setup. That kind of says it all, I think. At Dundee for me, the lad who sent the question in, Cardoza, you're up there as well. Great to be fair to you. You're great with the ball. You're a big, powerful runner. Paul Kerr as well. Do you remember our Schools Cup lower sixth one against was it Methody?
Yeah.
And the penalties were just getting kicked, and everything was just into the corner.
Mm-hmm.
He was the lad orchestrating that. So yeah,
I have to say that was probably the most heartbroken I've ever been watching a rugby match now. But
Ollie, I don't think you'd have that much different answers to the two of us, would you?
It'd be very similar. MR12 and Ryan O'Neill are definitely the two that stick out. I'll have to give a shout out to my housemate Charlie Clark. He's a and he actually is, and yeah, he's a good player. No, just Peter Wilson. I want to give a shout out to the hardest man to tackle I've ever trained against. You'd avoid Pete in those drills, but no, I think we've hit all the points there.
Yeah, I think a special mention maybe to Shea O'Brien. He's absolutely tearing it up for City of Armagh first at the moment. Like he got Ulster Player of the Year last year, and he's only 2021. So mentioned him as well.
Yeah.
Got another question in. This one's about Wales. What position do you think Wales would be in if it was not for the stricter rules on high tackles? Ollie, what do you think about
that? Yeah, I said last week the red card has been Wales's man of the match the past 2 games. I think they'd be down in 5th anyway, with no wins, because I don't think they really should have won either of them without the red cards.
Yeah, I think they're second at the moment.
Yeah.
Jeez, that's unreal. But I was sure they've been very lucky. But sure, I think they'd be 5th.
I don't know. Like I think the red card's lucky, but like they were definitely reds, weren't they, lads? Like, it was red all day long, I think,
Yeah.
for both of them.
The Scotland one was more debatable, but I'd probably agree, yeah. But sure, if they get a third, there'll be something fishy going on.
Yeah.
But
The Peter
Yeah, and this
O'Mahony
match
was,
against England this weekend.
yeah.
What was that, Graham?
The Peter O'Mahony was definitely a red card, no doubt about it. But I'm not sure about the Scotland one.
I mean, I could see them getting past England this weekend as well, like, especially at home.
Yeah.
And I'd say there probably will be a card in that match as well. We saw in the Premiership this past week, I think there was about 6 red cards maybe and like 2 or 3 yellows.
Didn't see you.
Do you think that's a problem with the laws or the problem with the players' actions, Graham?
I suppose the players are very big these days, so it's hard to control themselves at the same time. But feeling the laws, there's a lot of laws these days compared to what there used to be.
I think they're there to protect the players. So it's not like we've had new laws come in this past year that's made all these red cards happen.
Yeah.
This is just actually looking out for these now from the refs.
I think
I wouldn't say the last year, but I'd say the last 5 years. Like I'd say that Scotland one, for example, wouldn't have been a red card 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But sure, look, they're there to protect the players, and therefore they're important laws to uphold. So,
yeah,
I think they're brought in. You go on, Chappie.
That's me. That's all I've got to say.
I was saying, like, for the head injuries, because there were so many, and you can see now how badly it's actually affecting players. Are bringing in more rules for it, which is a good thing.
Yeah, that whole England World Cup team. Their whole onset dementia issues. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. All right, on to the next question. Starting Lions fly half, and that's coming in from Ross. Lads, is there 3 contenders? Is there 2 contenders? Or what?
Good question, Ross. I think it's a lot harder than it was 4 years ago. 4 years ago, well, I know it's not 10, but 4 years ago you had Conor Murray and Sexton, who were on incredible form, and Owen Farrell was playing a lot better. But this time there's no one really sticking out. For me, Finn Russell's in the best form, but I think I would pick Finn Russell, but I can't see Warren Gatland picking Finn Russell. He's too flashy and too much of a risk for him. So I think I would go for a George Ford.
Graham, what about yourself?
Yeah, I'd like to see Finn Russell starting, but I can see them bringing in Owen Farrell and giving him another shot. But I'd like to see Finn Russell in the game now. Not many Scottish players have really played for the Lions, but you'd like to see him in.
Yeah, I think the Lions
I think I'd rather start me off the bench, because I think if Finn Russell doesn't start, I think he has to be your man on the bench.
Yeah.
The one that will change the game off the start.
Russell on the squad either way. I think I'd probably start Finn. Like he's getting the international minutes under his belt now, and he's done it at the club scene, and he's doing it at international. So there's no reason why he shouldn't. All right, another question here from Owen McGovern. Zebo is the exact player that Ireland need as a playmaker outside of that fly half role. To Graham, what do you think about that statement?
So him playing at fullback, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, so him coming back into the Ireland outside of that 10 position and actually make things happen on the pitch.
Yeah, I'd like to see him coming in. You need an exciting fullback like Stuart Hogg in your team to really make things happen. You need a fullback to make things happen, and I think the fullback is the main man on the pitch, really. And Zebo's the man to do it. I believe Owen is right there. Yeah,
the most important.
I'd say, well, he's for the playmaking. A fullback can make the difference, like if he is playing well.
Yeah, I can see what you're trying to say. Your point in Stuart Hogg is interesting because if you remember back to the Australian Lions tour, Hoggy, I think he was the youngest player that toured with them.
Yeah.
And he also started a few games at fly half, which is very strange to have a young fullback come in.
Yeah.
And do you think Ollie, his play style kind of reflects, Stuart Hogg's play style reflects that kind of, attacking threat from 15 that can play fly half or can play finisher or sister? I think that's kind of because of his time with the Lions.
Well, it certainly wouldn't have hurt, to be honest. Like, the Lions is the top level you can ever play in rugby, really. Well, it certainly wouldn't have hurt, but I'd say he's had the skills all along. I might be wrong, but I think I might have heard that he played 10 at school to a high level, even Scottish schools or something like that. So, and they are very interchangeable positions. Like, if you think about the skills, it's catching and kicking, and it's positioning yourself in the right place. So yeah, the Lions definitely would have helped, but I think he had the bit of magic all along. But I think he's definitely best at fullback, to be fair enough.
Yeah. Would you bring Zebo in to start at 15 for Ireland?
I actually like Keenan at 15, but I'd bring Zebo in for the wing. I think Earls isn't the man anymore, and I love Zebo. I think he's a great character to have around the squad as well. He'd boost the morale. Some of his tweets, I love him and Finn Russell's dynamic over the Twitter now. It's very funny. So, white chocolate is what he calls Finn Russell. So, but yeah, no, that's the sort of characters you need. And I'd say Ian Madigan seems to have a similar impact around Ulster, like just good and raises the morale. But yeah, no, I bring him in on the wing.
More of a question here. Who should start for Ireland when both fit? James Lowe or Jacob Stockdale? I'll go first. I think at the moment it's fairly obvious. I think Jacob's definitely stronger position there out in the wing. He's played there a lot for Ulster.
Yeah.
And Lowe has been quite disappointing in his past few performances. I think he needs a very big game against Italy.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Graham.
Oh, right. Yeah, I completely agree there. I can't really say anything else.
Yeah, we're all pretty biased, but I think the stock horse, you get more excited to see him in there. Like, he's so strong, he makes more yards than Lowe. He does make his mistakes, but I think Lowe does as well. And I was actually talking to one of the lads down here, and Lowe's pretty bad defensively as well. I think a lot of the time it just doesn't get noticed because he's letting in a try against the Dragons when Leinster have already scored like 50 points. So it just gets glossed over. But I don't think he's much better.
Stockdale's younger as well, and will probably last longer and stuff. But Lowe's a great player as well. Lads listening, maybe he just needs time to adapt to the international standard.
Yeah.
Should we take a break, or do you just want to keep going?
Might have to take a break here.
Sure, go on. I'll eat my banana here and get refreshed.
Yeah, right. We'll take a quick break here, and part 2 will be coming up, and we'll just be answering non-rugby questions, just a bit of chat.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Very good.
Yeah.
All right. See you later. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to part 2 of Nuggets Don't Fly, episode 2. We have a few more rugby questions we want to get on with, and then we'll get on with all the other stuff after that. So we've got a question in: should promotion and relegation be part of the Six Nations? Ollie, I know you've quite a bit to say about this, so what's your opinion?
I don't see why not. I think if there's teams knocking on the door, maybe it's only Georgia, but I think you should consider Japan, the USA, Canada as well. And I think just let them. Maybe the ideal way I would run it would be to have a tournament with those that are like just below. Whoever's top of that tournament plays the bottom of the Six Nations, and it's extra rugby for us all to watch, and it would just silence all the critics of Italy. If Italy went out and beat Georgia, then that would be the debate over, wouldn't it? But at the moment you're just leaving them open for criticism time and time again. And sure, look, if Georgia won, then they deserve to be in it. So you don't want to hold them back either.
What about like the financial implications of not being part of the Six Nations for a developing, like rugby developing country like Italy? Like, could they take that financial loss, do you think?
That's a law question, that is now. But
that's a money question.
It's a money question. To be fair, I wouldn't know. They probably couldn't. I'm sure maybe that's why they're not doing it. From a pure rugby point of view, I would like to see it, but in terms of like travel times, finances, what channels to show the matches on, all that sort of business side of things, maybe it wouldn't work. But again, I wouldn't be 100% sure on that.
Yeah, personally, I don't think I'd be a fan of having countries like, you say, like Canada and stuff.
No.
Yeah, like for me, the whole attraction of the Six Nations is that it's like the champions of Europe essentially, and it's a European competition. And with the Pro 14 or whatever, like I kind of don't like the way that they've got South African teams in it now as well. I think just the hassle of having to travel and stuff. And I'm just a big fan of, like, honestly, in my opinion, I would just have like a British league, or like even an Irish league, but I don't think that's feasible.
No, but you not fancy Canada away, no?
Okay, it would be some crack, like, but I don't know if Kane would be up for the round trip, to be honest.
Yeah, true.
Graham, have you got anything you want to add there?
I just think it's like, it is a European competition, so you don't really want to see anyone coming out, I think, from Canada, USA. But at the same time, you could see it at the same time, but I don't know.
Yeah, you would like to see like the tier 2, tier 3 nations getting their own kind of competition. Yeah. And if it was televised, I think we would all certainly watch, the odd match at least, the odd big match.
Yeah,
we would definitely. And Japan especially have a lot of potential, but if they're not getting games, they're not going to fulfill it. So
yeah,
maybe if there was if you're saying there, Chappie, if there's like another competition for USA, Canada, Georgia, Japan, all those teams, then that'd be quite exciting thing to watch actually, because you'd be able to watch, like I said, it'd be kind of exciting teams to watch.
And then maybe every like couple of years or something, they kind of like review both leagues to see how they're going, and then maybe you could get promoted for like at least a 4-year cycle. Maybe that obviously could work against. We're also just talking about this in the context of Italy finishing last. Like, they've finished last a lot, but not every year.
Yeah.
If a Scotland or even like an Ireland back in the old days was to get relegated back to that second tier Six Nations, that would just be criminal for the country.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. You got anything to add, Ollie?
It's worthy of debate, because you would expect Italy to be better by now, and people are saying give them time, but I don't know if that's even gonna fix it. Like, I think football is too much of a popular sport in that country, and like if you look at New Zealand, the reason they're the best is because like rugby is like the number one sport over there, and until that sort of like changes in Italy, I think it's gonna, like, same with Wales. Like, Wales is a tiny country and shouldn't be as good as they are, but they just love a bit of the rugby, like, so I think that's that's the change that needs to happen, more than they need more money or anything like that, and that's a very hard thing to do. So
that brings us on to our next question. How far are USA from being like a tier 1 country and properly competing in tournaments? I think they're quite a bit off it. As Ollie mentioned, like, the sport has to be number 1. It wouldn't even be top 5, I don't think, at all. I think they've also, did they like go bust or something this summer because of COVID, or what was that?
Another money question I wouldn't be too sure on, but I do agree. I think they're quite far off, to be honest, but it would be good to see them become a good force in rugby. But imagine they ever managed to win a World Cup, you would never hear the end of it. Like.
Yeah, the world's biggest athlete, Tom Brady, if the world was America, that is.
Exactly.
Yeah. Graham, what do you think? Are USA close to becoming a tier 1 nation?
Well, I've never really seen them play much rugby, but if they put more effort into their rugby and they put more finance in, I'd say they'd be able to become a lot better. And if they were really, they have like scholarships and all that. If they're giving proper good rugby players scholarships and that, I'd say they'd be able to get a good few players, get a good few really good players in, and maybe get up there in the tier 1 sides. Yeah.
They have some huge boys.
Yeah.
Logan Paul would do a job in the back row.
Definitely.
Maybe, yeah.
He actually would as well.
Quite big. Yeah, I think that's another example of a country that will benefit from like a tier 2 Six Nations. I think, but just getting game time and at least a little bit of recognition as well.
Yeah.
Final question on the rugby, just from Stu Cam and Big Archie McAlpine, just about John Cooney, lads. Why is he not playing for Ireland?
I don't know.
Does anyone have any ideas?
I don't know what Andy Farrell. He's definitely the top form scrum half at the moment, top 3 at least. So he should definitely be getting a chance. Maybe even against Italy, that sort of team. But you don't.
Would you not like to see Casey have a go?
You like to see Casey have a go, but Cooney has deserved the call up. Like, he's been playing for, I don't know, 6 years professionally, and he still hasn't really got
he's
his.
been playing more than that, Graham. He's like,
but like,
now,
to be ready for Ireland.
10 years.
Oh right, well.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
Yeah. So I mean, like, you'd expect him to be able to get a call up. I'd say definitely next in line to Conor Murray, but you can't really see it happening now because he's so old.
It doesn't seem like a talent issue, does it? It seems like a personality one, maybe. If you look back to his days at Leinster, he wasn't starting. If you look back to his days at Connacht, he wasn't starting. Then he comes back to Ulster, he's the main man straight away. Like the talent is there for everyone to see. So, Ollie, do you think it is like he doesn't fit the mold, or do you think
we call him Lord Cooney in this house because he's absolutely phenomenal. I mean, that's if DuPont did that, we would praise it or something like that. And he was like, fair play John Cooney for like one of his offers. I think he is actually at that level, and yeah, could be a person.
Okay, that's all the rugby questions for today. We have some kind of random questions just sent in by fans. Let's have a look here. So, Ollie, I'll direct the first one to you.
Okay.
This one is in from Johnny Rainey. Shout out Johnny. Big fan of the pod, big friend of the pod.
Good man, Johnny.
What a legend.
If you had to invite 3 fictional characters to a dinner party, who would they be?
Oh, three fictional characters?
Yeah, well, and you can have maybe a real character as well if you want.
Right.
Or a real person. That's for.
Jeez, I think Spider-Man would be a handy guest to have around now. So I do like Spider-Man. If you needed something, Spider-Man, the Tom Holland Spider-Man though, definitely, or the Tobey Maguire. We're not having that middle guy.
Big Andy. No, I wouldn't have him.
Big Andy, no. Who else? Sherlock Holmes.
We could have a guest. A guest each.
A guest each, grand. Mine's Spider-Man then.
Is Sherlock Holmes a close second?
I wouldn't say close, but he'd be an interesting guest too. He'd tell you a lot about your friends you didn't know.
Graham, who are you bringing to the table?
Well, there's a lot of thought process going behind this one. I was thinking maybe SpongeBob.
SpongeBob.
Because I mean, like, a sponge living in the sea, you have a lot of questions to ask there.
Well,
I figure fair enough.
Why that's even possible?
Yeah. How are you alive, man?
Fair enough. You could use him to clean the dishes afterwards as well.
You what, sorry?
Brilliant.
You could use him to clean the dishes after.
Who would be your close second there then?
Close second probably. Voldemort. Imagine him turning up at your dinner party.
Oh, here he'd be a bit of a prick, wouldn't he? Like he'd just steal on drink or something.
You
Right.
see?
I think I'd probably have like Tony Montana. Have you ever seen Scarface?
I've never seen
No.
it, no, but I've heard a lot about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the big man in it, and he's like Cuban or something, and he's just a mad man. Like he's absolutely nuts.
Never heard of him.
And I'd say my second. Rasputin was a real person, wasn't he?
I don't know. I think he was, yeah.
I think he was, yeah.
Was Sherlock Holmes a real person?
Don't think so.
I don't.
Oh, he's in the books. Frig. Probably. Is it the Godfather? Vito like Corleone or something?
You like your mobsters, huh?
Yeah, like they'd have some good stories. Like,
Yeah, they would, to be fair.
but no SpongeBob and certainly no Spider-Man. It's like a Nickelodeon
You
dinner party.
Imagine
A
him
dinner
sitting
party
at the
with
table.
Graham, SpongeBob, and some mobsters.
He's probably huge as well. I can imagine being quite big.
SpongeBob.
Yeah.
So we've got this is I was quite surprised by how popular this question has been. It's coming from numerous people. Is cereal a soup? And what is your reasoning behind your decision?
A cereal?
Graham,
a soup?
you can probably. Yeah, is cereal a soup?
I mean, I guess you get alphabet soup and stuff. So, wait, like,
What's that alphabet soup got to do with
is cereal like where you eat your shreddies and that in milk?
Yeah.
No, that's not a soup.
Cereal.
Well, the basic like what if you think like it's like a liquid with like maybe that's a solid in it or something.
Yeah.
Oh, but sure, then everything's a soup.
What like a burger isn't a soup?
Well, okay, well, not everything, but like, and then like a glass of water with some ice cubes is a soup.
That's true. That's a very good point.
Yeah.
But I think maybe, maybe it's not a soup actually.
Who said it was a soup?
That was another question from Johnny Rainey, and Sky as well sent that one in.
Okay. Yeah, thank you for that question. It was a good question.
Yeah, it was very thought-provoking. This one's in from. We'll kind of group these two together. They're two separate questions. So, your favorite meal and your favorite pint coming in from Big Tasty.
Say that again.
What's your favorite pint and what's your favorite meal? And that's coming from Big Archie.
Archie's a man for the pints and the meals. Is it as a combo like?
No, they're two separate questions. But answer.
Favorite pint is straight up a creamy one. A creamy one off the draft is definitely the go-to pint now.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
Got it. I think this one here, it's hard to look past it, isn't it?
That's a clear Guinness you have there now.
Yeah. I think mine's different than that. Mine's not that.
Oh.
Mine would be lovely Orchard Thieves.
Oh,
you can't date it. You can't date it.
I didn't know we had a 14-year-old girl on the podcast here.
Ollie, you just if you sat down with either of them, you'd probably think it's tastier. So,
Graham, your pint of Orchard Thieves, is that what are you eating before that? Eating some rainbow cupcakes or something with your way pint of Orchard Thieves?
Maybe a big steak or something. like a man chappy.
Ollie, what about yourself?
Oh, Meal's a tough one. It's hard to beat a good roast on a Sunday night.
Yes.
Good roast beef or a roast chicken. A good burger is also a solid option, but and fish and chips as well. It's a hard one, lads, to be honest. Yeah, a good fish and chips with a pint of Guinness especially goes well.
Fish and chips does go down well.
It does.
Yeah, I think I'd probably have to go for like a. It's quite basic, but like I really like salted chili chicken, like stuff like that from the Chinese.
Yeah,
and they're class. Like.
so fair enough. Chicken korma from the Easter and Baldy and Monaghan is quite good as well.
Oh yeah. Top 10 places to visit.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
A good Malik's kebab out in Monaghan as well.
Oh yeah, Monaghan is the place to go for your food.
Monaghan's the place to go for everything.
Lads, I'd say probably my favourite food is bagel bean. Like honestly.
Seriously? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the BC classic melt or the galley wrap. That's the question when you're in Armagh.
Oh, yeah, probably the melt, to be honest.
Yeah, classic melt. Are we galley wrap or something?
All right. What inspired you guys to start this podcast? That's coming from Harry.
Just one. I thought it would be good crack, really. Chappie hit me
We've
up
always
one day.
talked about it, but
Yeah. It's been in the works for a while, hasn't it, lads?
Yeah.
We just finally got around to doing it.
Yeah, COVID was a big factor. We have a lot more free time to get it done. So without COVID, who knows? But I'm glad we've gone for it.
Yeah. Good discussion as well.
Yeah.
Good to get your thoughts.
Here's a question in from Harold Finch. What is the biggest animal you could knock out with one punch and the animal doesn't fight back?
Oh,
jeez, that's a good one.
There's some very good questions from the listeners.
Like knock out.
I'd probably
kill.
I'd have to go for a human. Like a human is an animal, so
yeah.
Oh, do you not think like a?
But like an animal though, like something with 4 legs or 2 chicken legs or something.
True. Like you wouldn't take on a
chicken.
horse. Oh, you wouldn't take on a horse, like.
Yeah.
No.
I say if you had a pretty hard punch, you can knock out a horse. Like The Rock probably could.
Oh, I don't think so. Like,
I'm talking about yourself, big man.
All right. Probably a dog.
Do you think though, like in one punch?
Yeah, you could get a dog.
Maybe
no
a dog.
Not no bother.
I would say maybe like a baby dinosaur or something.
No, they're tough. They're like elephants.
That'll break your hand for sure. Yeah.
I don't really. I
think
like
if you get over the mental barrier of like literally punching a dog, like I'd say it's quite easy. But
yeah, I'd say maybe like a goose or something, like a large goose.
Yeah, maybe a goose.
All right. Another question in from Jordan. You get £10 million, but an invincible snail will chase you forever. One touch, so if the snail touches you at all, you're gone. That's you out. Would you do it?
Yeah.
Would you take the money?
I don't think so. No.
I'd say I would.
That's the best question I've ever heard. An invincible snail.
I mean, like,
why would you not do it, Ollie?
You could never relax again, just knowing there's a snail on you, and like you'd have to keep moving house, like.
But think of the speed of snail travel. It's like
but sure, if you're asleep for 10 hours, it'll probably get to you in that time, like.
But
like from Russia.
Well, I'm assuming it's gonna start close to you.
Well, yeah, that's the whole point of it, isn't it? You don't know where it's coming from.
True.
If it starts where you're from, then you just get your flight to Australia or something. It would probably take about 20 years to get to you.
Yeah, and then you just move back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Would
you move away from Monaghan Bay just to get £10 million?
Oof, that's a hard question, to be fair, Ali. But yeah.
You're not even All right, for another question here, sure. If you released an album, what would it be called and what genre would it be? Graham, do you know what genre it would be first?
Probably Irish country.
Oh, okay.
I know.
I'd probably see that.
Yeah. Maybe called like Graham's Yard.
Sure.
That would sell quite fast. Yeah, I think I'd probably go for maybe like something like, I think jazz would be kind of cool. Like if it was actually good, like that would be very interesting. I'd have to call it Nuggets Don't Fly, or like the Chaps or something.
The Chaps, that would be good. The Chaps, yeah.
Ollie, what about you? It would be.
It wouldn't be my style of music now, but I think I'd go for a rap album, and it would be titled "Pain," just Pain.
Why?
That would be it. I don't know. It just seems to fit. It would sell, and I could really express myself in that album.
Fair enough, Ollie. Are you in pain?
Not really, no. But sure, if it sells, it sells.
All right, we'll have one more question here.
Yeah.
Who can chop a pint the fastest out of the three of us?
It's not Mr. Choppy anyway.
No, it most certainly is not.
Definitely not me.
That settles it better.
Yeah.
I don't think either of us are that great, or any of us are that great for it. But
you're not bad, Ollie. Like, you're definitely not bad.
I'm mid-range anyway, but I think I'll take the win here.
What are the chances of us doing like a drunk special at some point in the future?
Highly likely.
Should we set a target for the listeners?
We go Paddy's Day, or we could go for the 21st birthday.
Yeah, that's a good shout actually. Yeah, so it'll be in and around that time. Graham, you keen?
Yeah.
Nice.
Everyone needs to subscribe to see that now.
Yeah,
we need subscribers up.
So you have a quick break here, and we'll get on to part 3, which is Graham's Yard and Ollie's Corner.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
All right, lads. See you in part 3.
See you, lads.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to part 3 of Nuggets Don't Lie. We're going to start off with some predictions here first, then we'll move on to Ollie and Graham's segments. This is predictions for Game Week 3 of the Six Nations. There are no real particular order, these predictions. Italy, Ireland, I've gone for a bonus point Ireland win, but I think it'll be 34-12 to Ireland. Do you think it'll be close like that, lads, or what do you predict?
I agree. Definitely a bonus point win, but I don't think it'll be like a 40-50 pointer. I think it'll be more like the 20 to 25 sort of range. So, agreed.
I think they'll get the bonus point. Yeah,
they'll definitely get the bonus point. The way Italy are going to maybe getting a try and a couple of penalties as well. So that's fairly unanimous decision on that one. France, Scotland, I've gone for a France win. I'm thinking probably be 25 points to 14. You look at how Scotland didn't defend that great against Wales, I thought. And I think Scotland will still score maybe a try or two at least. But they'll probably might get a losing bonus point at best. Graham, do you agree with that?
Yeah, I think so. But at the same time, you have to take into account that the French have lost about 10 players now. So you can I don't really know. I don't know if I agree with you, Chappie.
Can you see
I can
Scotland winning that?
I can see Scotland winning it, or either it being a very tight game and France edging the game, like 19-18 or something.
Oh gosh, yeah, I think France will just edge it by just more than a try. Ollie, what do you think?
Yeah, I was gonna say France by 10 points. think if it was at Murrayfield, Scotland would have a good shout, but I just think going to Paris is just going to be too difficult for them, even with all the players missing, because the players coming in to replace them are still class at the end of the day. So
Yeah.
All right. And the final game is Wales-England. I've went for a narrow Wales win here. I just think England have been playing very poorly these past 2 games. Even against Italy, I just didn't think they were that good.
Yeah.
And Wales have won 2 games, so they're technically in better form. I think it'll be very tight. I think it'll be 18-16. There'll be 2 points in it. Do you lads see England win here, or do you see Wales clinching it?
I didn't really see a Wales going for the Grand Slam at the start, but I feel like they'll be out to get the Grand Slam now, so I can see them getting a win.
Yeah, I agree. You've got three from 3 from me, but it will be a single score game. I think, and I wouldn't be surprised if England did win it. It's gonna be the closest of the weekend for sure. Anyway.
Yeah, definitely. Right. So hopefully we'll get all those predictions right. We'll know next week anyway.
Yeah.
Ollie, we'll go to Ollie's corner now. I think.
No problem. Welcome to the corner, everyone. So I was gonna write a poem, but I knew Graham was, so I thought I'd save mine for next week. But I found out that today was International Hate Coriander Day. So I did a bit of research on Google, and I don't know, I just find some funny people on Facebook just being so over the top about coriander. So
is this has this been happening for a while?
Yeah, you know that every day is something like International Cheese Day or something like that.
Oh,
so
nice.
today, apparently, some people just genetically have to hate coriander or something like that. Like that's actually a thing.
It's a predisposition.
No, I've just got like one woman wrote a poem about it, and then I've picked out 3 comments. But there was literally about 500 to pick from. Like people on the internet are actually so over the top. But so I have actually got a poem, but it's not my work. But I'll go for the poem here first. So, I hate you, coriander. You really make me sick. The devil's arse would taste like you if I gave it a lick. So this woman here, and I'm not going to name anyone just in case they're watching the podcast, but I doubt it. But she starts off with that, and then these are just 3 of the best comments from underneath. So the first one, it's such beautiful poetry, it brings a tear to my eye. So just thought a bit, probably not true, just a bit funny. This one's my personal favorite. So, oh my God, I have been waiting for something like this poem, because next to nothing on the earth do I hate more than the shit. It should be banned from ever being put on food. It should be a crime. Anyone using it should be horsewhipped.
What?
Yeah, and that had an awful lot of likes. And coriander is just a herb for anyone who doesn't know. So like, this is a herb.
What is there to hate about it?
Coriander's quite nice.
Yeah, I think it's grand. I wouldn't horsewhip anyone for a bit of coriander on their meat. But anyway, I've got one more thing. The devil probably puts coriander in his bum. What a true cruelty.
Wait, it is where?
The devil probably puts coriander in his bum just to what a true cruelty. So,
I'd like to see
to
this.
summarize, the internet is mad, and all it takes is a herb these days. So, people going.
Did you find that the devil worshipping group or something?
I don't know. Like, if you anyone who wants to look up more, just type in "hate coriander poetry," and there's more than one poem as well. So
yeah, I'm gonna have a look at that, Ali.
Yeah,
see the rest of the comments.
Yeah, so that was definitely interesting. Graham, what have you got for us this week in Graham's Yard?
Just give me 1 minute. Welcome to Graham's Yard, though, everyone.
Hello.
Pleasure.
I was rose tattooed, by the way.
Nice.
Right, so I wrote a poem as well. I was meant to eat tinned potatoes, but I forgot to put them on the oven. But that wasn't too good. Right.
Do you want to take a break, or you can put them on now, or do you want to just go on ahead?
Would you like to see me eat the potatoes right now?
Oh, I certainly would.
Right, sure.
I
We'll
think
take a
people would
break
like
and
to
then
see that for sure.
We'll take a break, sure, yeah.
Yeah, all right. So come back for part 4, I
Yeah.
suppose.
Okay.
All right, lads. We're back for Graham's yard here. He got the potatoes cooked.
Yeah.
Graham, what on earth is this that you're eating?
So this is the pack. Boiled potatoes. So they're from the tin. And aye. And they cost me
where did you buy that?
In Co-op, in the place I work. They only cost me 50p. And
50p?
yeah, and there's a good few potatoes in it. I'll show you.
All right.
Not bad at all.
Aye, so I think there's
What's
1,
the
2,
what's
3,
the
4,
preparation
5,
time for
6,
those?
7, 8.
Yeah,
What's that?
they don't look terrible.
They don't look terrible, but they've been sulking in water for the past year, I'd say. So I don't know what's going on. Right, I'll try it here.
Are you eating it raw, or are you having it butter or anything like it?
Just raw.
All right, good man.
Good luck, mate.
Cheers, mate.
What's happening in your mouth?
I don't know.
You don't.
Not too bad. You wouldn't want them for your roast dinner anyway. They're a bit watery. They're a bit they smell like starch or something.
Yeah, I would imagine like.
You're paying cheap, so you're getting cheap potatoes.
Yeah, not the best. I wouldn't recommend them to anyone. Not gonna lie. But I mean, if you're on a budget, then yeah, you can go for it.
But yeah, what would you give it out of 10?
Probably a 2.
Really?
Yeah, they weren't the best. Yeah, they weren't too good.
Try
it's
another one, sure.
a bad week for the co-op this week on the pod.
Oh yes, it probably shouldn't be dissing the place of work.
What happened?
Yeah, talking about their potatoes being bad and the security man. Yeah, that'll do. Right. I'll show you
Is
my
that
poem.
everything, or have you got something more?
We've got the poem.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, right.
What's the poem about, or like, can you tell us?
So it's just about Corona last year. It's a wee bit depressing, but I think at the same time it's kind of good.
And did you write this poem yourself?
Yeah, I wrote this last night.
Okay, man.
Yeah. Right. You ready?
Yep.
Right. The start of spring was upon us early 2020. I watched the news in disbelief. A thing called Corona was upon us. I was starstruck beyond belief. I ran to my room and booked the boat home. It felt like 1903. Then there I was upon that boat, back home to where I should be. Soon it was summer and felt great things shall come. The parties, the barbecues, and repeat exams. Oh, I'm glad those are over and now I am free. Good things I felt were coming, but that wasn't to be. Back to uni I go, where I look at a screen. No doubt about it, but we're still not free. A few months on and look where we are, a couple of students who just want to be free. For our love of rugby and to do what we want, we shall entertain you with a podcast that will be available forever. Please listen every week, for we are so fun, and we will try and do whatever you want. Wherever you like it or not, we'll be there for your rugby and non-rugby needs, for whenever rugby's back, whether it's rain or shine, we'll be like peas in a pod, ready to shine.
Jesus, Graham, that was
wow. Yeah, very good.
Thanks, lads.
That was actually like my expectations were not high, but that was unbelievable.
Yeah, that was really good.
Cheers, boys.
You said at the start, like, what did you say, like June 2020?
March 2020.
start of was spring, early 2020.
All right, okay. I thought you said like June or something.
Oh no.
Fair play. That
Oh,
was
no.
really good, though.
Cheers, Chappie. It was good crack.
No,
Yeah.
the rhymes were absolutely unbelievable. That had a lovely flow. Like,
Cheers, lads. I'm quite
So you
proud
set
of
the
it.
standard.
Yeah, I might put it up on like Twitter or something so everyone can see it.
I think you should for sure
Yeah.
get some scholarships going.
Yeah, do you think I should actually? I'll put it up and then see how many people have seen it, and then I'll get back to us next week.
Yeah, how long did it take you to write that?
About 15 minutes.
That's class.
I was lying in bed and just thought, I need to write this, and just got the head down.
Right. On that note, I think we'll wrap it up for today's episode.
Yep.
Thanks very much, Graham.
Yeah, it was thanks very much, Happy. It was good to be on.
Yeah, thanks for joining us as well, Ollie.
No problem, Chappie.
And thanks for all the listeners for listening.
Thanks, everyone.
For episode 3, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
See you guys. Bye-bye.